Okay, dudes, what is up? And that's right, we're back here and we're talking about the upcoming character changes. That's right, dudes, we have some upcoming character changes. Now, first of all, before we get started, I want to say a big thank you to you guys that actually left me this link to the Kabam forums on our Twitter page, because if it wasn't on our Twitter page, we probably wouldn't have seen it, guys. It's really, I just want everyone to know, it is really hard to see some of the messages that you guys leave on YouTube, because it's just crazy. There's so many messages. Don't get me wrong, I do try and read as many as possible, but sometimes I do miss a few, so I do want to apologize if I do miss a few, but I do read the majority of them when they come up. But if you go over to our Twitter and follow us on Twitter, and if you tweet us or anything, we're more likely to see it over there, just so you know, guys. Alright, so we got a thread here, and it's stated as upcoming character updates. So before we read them and we told you what they were about, so this time what we're going to do, we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to read them, we're going to discuss them as we're going through them. Okay, guys, so let's get started. So it says here, summary. The time has come once again for champion updates. This time around, we're focusing on fan requests and revisiting champions that some felt weren't done justice in their first pass. While we weren't able to get to every fan request, they are still on our backlog for another pass. Okay, it says here, cough, cough, Rhino and Juggernaut. So Rhino and Juggernaut will probably be getting updated. I don't really think there's anything wrong with them two characters, to tell you the truth. I don't know. Maybe you guys think there's things wrong with them. I don't really think. I think Rhino has a crazy amount of health. That's maybe what they're gonna fix. They may. I thought they were gonna maybe like make him all stronger, but if anything, Rhino, he has a crazy amount of health. Trying to fight Rhino and beat him, it takes ages to get his health down. That's the only one thing I can see that they're going to change on Rhino, is maybe take his health down, but I'm not too sure. All right, so let's get started here. At the top of the list, we have Abomination. So point 1, it says, now has a chance to poison the enemy anytime a bleed effect is triggered on him. So when he's triggered, he can cause poison as well, which is really, really awesome. Even though I swear poison, when you fight Abomination, it's crazy because you just constantly get poisons when you fight him. It's crazy. That's why I like Abomination anyway. The second point, this poison cannot stack with itself, but does stack with his signature ability. Okay, that's awesome. It says underneath here, Abomination has been in the game a long time and many have asked us to jazz him up a little. I think Abomination's good. I got our first 4-star Abomination a couple weeks back and I think he's really awesome. We also wanted to add some extra flavor to this champion. Ooh, this sounds good. All right, specifically his heavy irritated blood. Okay. However, we also know that Abomination performs quite well in terms of win rates and didn't want to power him up too much. See, I always thought Abomination was good anyway, to tell you the honest truth. I like Abomination. A lot of people don't like Abomination, but I think he's awesome. But like I always say on every character or anything we're doing, I always think some people like certain people and some people don't. So everyone has different things. I like Abomination. All right, the next one in line here is Ant-Man. No, they're going to be changing up Ant-Man a bit. Let's check this one out. All right, changed fatigue to only trigger from light attacks. Now his fatigue will only figure on light attacks. Okay. Increase chance to trigger fatigue by 1.5% to 2.5% based on rarity. Okay. Constantly getting down on your opponent having willpower. Well, now you can work around that. Simply avoid using light attacks in favor of heavy, medium, and special attacks, and you can work around the willpower blues. I'm not too sure what that means, but I don't know. The willpower, I didn't even know he had the willpower, to tell you the honest truth. I didn't even know that. I don't really play with Ant-Man too much. I play with him a little bit, but not too much. Maybe we might have to level him up a little bit more and start messing around with him. All right, the next one here on the list is Deadpool X-Force. To tell you the honest truth, before we even read this, I actually don't even use my Deadpool X-Force a lot, to tell you the honest truth. I use my normal Deadpool a lot more. And even him, where I haven't duped him out, he's not really the greatest player, to tell you the honest truth, guys. So here we go. Chain's signature ability duo poke to only trigger once every half a second. A strange quirk of bleed was recently exposed when people gained X-Force Deadpool's signature ability that allowed him to cause a bleed with each hit. Whoa, I never knew this. The issue arose that because he was attacking too quickly, the bleed wouldn't do any damage mid-combo. Oh, wow, okay. We've added a small delay to the trigger, so the bleed can now deal its damage mid-combo. All right. So they're making him a little bit better. I didn't even know that. So, all right, awesome. The next person here we got is Drax. I think Drax is awesome. I've duped out my Drax 4-star. We've got him in rank 3. I think he's actually really good. Okay, new knife-based unique moveset. Ooh, they're gonna change up his knife-based moveset. Ooh, that sounds good. All right, now can cause a bleed on critical hits. I thought he could do that anyway, but maybe not. All right. Apparently, Drax is no longer satisfied to only burst out his knives during special attacks and has decided to keep them out all the time. Oh my God, that's right, folks. Get a Drax and he comes with a free knife set. He slices, he dices, and he cuts through a tin can just like that. Holy moly. They're trying to put the humor in there like they would on Deadpool. What the heck? He's gonna fight with his knives out the whole time. That is awesome. Oh my God. See, dudes, any of you guys that didn't like Drax, I know there is a lot of you guys. I think Drax is awesome, but now I bet you're gonna want to use him. Now he fights out with his knives. That's gonna be crazy. All right, next person here, we've got Magneto. Not my favorite character. In fact, I think he's probably the worst character on the game, just because his combos are just so I don't know, they're just so jittery. I don't like his combos. I absolutely hate his combo. I feel like every time we try and do his combos, either you don't get to the 5th hit or something, and you always get hit. I don't know. I really just don't like Magneto at all, guys. All right, it says here, new magnetized passive effect. Magnetized reduces the ability occurrence of all metal accuracy of all metal of opponents. Okay, ability accuracy is the chance to trigger abilities such as armor up or regeneration, sometimes referred to as proc chance by the community. I never knew that. It's always been a touch odd that Magneto doesn't interact with metal opponents. All right, yeah. That's right. Now that we have new tech on our end, we can introduce new unique abilities. Ooh, this detrimental effect is automatically applied to all metal opponents at the start of the fight and cannot be removed. Oh my God, that's awesome. All right, this is awesome. It will be up to you to discover who's affected by this and who isn't. Well, let's just say one thing, that Colossus is going to have troubles against Magneto now. And definitely Wolverine as well. I wonder what this is going to be. That's actually pretty awesome there. All right, the next one we actually got up here now is, oh my God, Magneto Marvel Now. All right, I don't like neither Magnetos. They're basically the same anyway. So here we go. New magnetized effect, passive effects. I think this is exactly the same actually. Works the same as Magneto, except with a couple of small changes. Okay, blinks off and on throughout the fight automatically. Has a stronger effect at the cost of not always being on. Basically, you're going to have to listen to Magnetos to understand what that meant. But, you know, I really don't like any of the Magnetos, so I'm going to overskip that anyway. But this next character is my top character here, and I'm actually looking forward to this one. I don't know what it says. I haven't actually read these yet, guys. This is actually the first time I'm reading this as well, just so you know. But the next here is a Rocket Raccoon. That's right, my top guy. He needs to get better. Let's read this, and hopefully they're making him better. All right, new shielding system. Okay. System activates by dodging back, then holding block for at least 1.5 seconds. I don't know what that's meant to be. This is going to be some crazy, like, you're going to have to start doing moves and all that stuff. It's not going to be no more swipes and tapping anymore. You're going to have to start doing moves, man. All right. Shield cycles through 3 shield types. You've got armor up, physical resistance, and special damage resistance. Oh, that's pretty good. All right. Each shield loses power as it's being used. Yeah, obviously, that's how everything is when you got it on. Rocket, who has the dubious aware of being the squashiest champion in the game. He is. Yeah, he is. I don't know. He's too easily beaten. has undergone a pretty large revamping in terms of defense techniques. While his attack power is very low and curved, in fact, one of the highest in the game, his health and defense left many players dying before they could unleash his powerful attacks. Very, very true there. To activate his new shield system, simply dash back and then hold block for at least 1.5 seconds. Each shield effect has a set amount of uses and are expected that Rocket takes damage. Okay. And then he must activate the shield again to get more power from the system. Okay, so you're going to be something that you're going to have to always use. All right, we'll see. Well, I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll check it out and we'll see what's going to happen there. The next one is Ronan. I like Ronan. Now, I haven't got, obviously, a 4-star Ronan. You can't get 4-star Ronan because you have to go through the realm for that. We've got a 3-star Ronan, which is still pretty cool. And, obviously, we haven't got no 5 stars yet. But if we get a 5-star, I wouldn't mind getting Ronan. I wouldn't mind. All right, so it says here, heavy attacks can now convert armor up into armor break. Ooh, that's good. Special attacks can now convert fury into weakness. Oh, wow. Increased attack speed of special one. Yeah, because his first attack was actually pretty slow. The same as Thor as well, which is a bit crazy. It says here, Ronan was a champion that many found to be bland when compared to other champions. We agreed and decided to grant him the ability to turn enemy buffs upon themselves. If any enemy has an armor up effect activated and Ronan lands a heavy attack, he will remove that effect and apply his own armor break effect. Additionally, if an enemy has a fury effect activated, his special attack will convert it into a weakness effect. Wow. We're also keeping an eye on his signature ability to see whom it see how it performs. It should think of it as a typo right there. Whether it performs well but just isn't showcased, or if it actually does perform poorly. Okay, yeah, I'll let you guys decide on that. I think that's actually kind of crazy. That's kind of cool. I like that. Star-Lord is next. Star-Lord. I like Star-Lord. Very underrated player, I thought. Even when I first got him, I didn't really like him too tough, but I think he's a very underrated player. Very good, very good. I think he's good. All right, fixed display issues causing his signature ability to display the wrong numbers. I don't know. Let's read this more. I've not really noticed anything like this. Previously, a bug existed that caused the wrong number to scale up in the signature description of Star-Lord. The bug caused his block prophecy number to scale up instead of his attack number, and to cause his attack to always display at 100% even when it wasn't. We've fixed this issue and now the attack description scales up correctly. Note, no numbers have been altered to change. Only the display values were bugged and caused in issues. Okay, so it's only a number, so it didn't really affect him anyway. So, all right. Next one here is Thor/Ronan. Increased attack special. Sorry. Increased attack speed of special 1. I got tongue-tied there, guys. Apparently, Thor and Ronan have learned their lesson about slower special attacks and have decided to pick up their pace. The overall speed has increased dramatically. Ooh, I can't wait to check that out. That's actually going to be pretty awesome. Winter Soldier is next, guys. Reworked signature ability EMP upgrade. Ooh, that sounds good. An upgrade to Bucky's bionic arm grants his critical hit a 15% chance to power drain his target for 13 to 25% of the target's maximum power. Wow, all right, that's decent. The amount drained increased based on critical damage. Wow. Many have called out for a boost on Winter Soldier, and we agree. While most of his basic abilities perform well, it's primarily his signature ability that many felt was lackluster. We've given him a brand new signature as a result that allows his critical hits a chance to power drain his opponents. Awesome. The amount of energy drained start at 13% and increases as you increase Winter Soldier's critical damage rating, either through masteries or bonuses. That's awesome. Wow. Well, my Winter Soldier, which I've duped out twice now, that's good news for me. That's good news for me. Last but not least, we've got here is Yellow Jacket. Now, we haven't got Yellow Jacket as a 4-star. We've got a 3-star version, but not a 4-star. So let's check this out here. Fixed background issues causing Power Sting to fire out of sequence and occasionally miss an activation. Oh wow, really? I never knew that. All right, Power Sting was a much more complex ability than most would believe. It relied on a lot of triggering and code firing in the extract right sequence to work, and as a result it would occasionally misfire and not activate correctly. We've since moved Power Sting over to its own dedicated code so that it will stop doing this from now on. Really and truthfully, you know, in a battlefield, when you're Yellow Jacket, he might miss attacks sometimes. So really, I think they should have left that. No, they shouldn't. That's not fair. I suppose special attacks have got to be hit. But it's more realistic, I do suppose. Like, sometimes he would miss. But I suppose it's a game, so they've got to hit. All right, I think that's it now. Let's see the bottom what it says here. That's all for now. Make sure you let us know which champions you think are in need of a second look, as well as what you think about most recent batch of updates and upgrades. Thank you for your time. Now, dudes, what do you guys think about this character update here? I think it's actually pretty good. They've sorted out players that needed to be sorted out, which was definitely Rocket Raccoon. Specials on Thor and Ronan, definitely. Winter Soldier, they've buffed up, which is good. You know, they're making good changes here. You know, in the last one we read about them actually making Doctor Strange a little bit weaker. I didn't really like that, but you know, they're doing good. It just goes to show that they do listen to us, guys. So if there's things that happen in game, all you got to do is probably just like write to them, go on the forums and write, and they do check it out and they do listen, which is really, really awesome. Because obviously these changes wouldn't be made if you guys didn't moan about it or didn't write about it or something like that. They obviously wouldn't have found out. So it's because you guys that are saying stuff about it, they've changed it, which is awesome. It goes to prove that they do listen to us, guys. They do listen to us, which is awesome. Because, you know, a lot of things do get said about Kabam, but you know, at the same time, you have to think about it. They do listen. Like I've always said this, you know, the crystal odds may be bad. You may have to put a lot of money into the game to get a good team, but remember, you're never forced to do that, guys. It's on our own free will that we actually decide to do that. So that's one thing that we always must say before we start moaning about that. But other things, when it comes to like things that needs to be changed, I remember when Unstoppable Colossus's profile picture looked wrong. Everyone used to call him the poo head or poo poo head or something like that, doo doo head, and then they changed it. Now he looks much better. But it just goes to show that they do listen, guys, and that is good that they do listen. So when there is problems, they do try and sort it out, and they prove it here, which is awesome. All right, so that was the end there of the upcoming character changes. It doesn't say a date when it's happening. I don't know if it's actually taken place already. This was actually posted on the 2nd of November. At the time of recording, this is the 5th for me, so that was 3 days ago. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below, and if you agree with them. I think they're all pretty decent. But yeah, dudes, it just, you know, if there is any problems, it goes to show that they do listen, which is really, really awesome. But okay, dudes, we will see you guys in the next episode, dudes.